that is the secret sauce, like to any business. And most people who started a business and will tell you that their businesses failed, it's more that they just...
I've got to introduce Nicole Burke.
Nicole Burke,
owner of Gardenary and Rooted Garden,
has helped countless people unlock their green thumbs
and connect them to a thriving online community.
Since January, we've had over 150,000 people come through manychat and come onto our systems.
wow.
Used to what we would do, is kind of like you post online, you pray and hope that it gets some likes. It's very hard to know what's actually moving the needle for your business, and completely transform that for us. And I tell all the consultants that I train, if you're here and in your business you want to go here, there is only one way you will not get there.
So my guest this week is Nicole Burke, owner of Gardenary and Rooted Garden. She's been featured in issues of Southern Living and This Old House, along with publications like USA Today. And for good reason, as Gardenary has taught thousands of students how to garden and has trained countless gardeners to start their own garden coach businesses. Nicole is here today to talk about how she turned her passion for the garden into a flourishing online business and how her experience can hopefully help you do the same. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to be here.
So before we go into your experience with manychat, I just want to start with this, where you first discovered your passion for the garden and how that got you into entrepreneurship in the first place. Because a lot of people have that hobby, whether it's gardening, cooking, pottery, but have no idea really where to go with it. So how did you end up founding Rooted Garden and then Gardenary?
Yeah, so back to 2015, I'm a mom of 4 kids. And prior to that, I was homeschooling all 4 of them. And my family and I had started our own backyard garden in 2011. I swore off gardening and yard work when I was young. My dad used to make me mow the yard every Saturday, and I told him I would have a yard full of gravel when I grew up. So it's quite ironic that I run a gardening company. So people do change. So yeah, we started gardening and we were terrible at it. Our first garden was a total fail. And a few years later, we started to really get a hang of it. My husband is a chemist. He's a researcher. And so he did all the hard work and figured out what we were doing wrong and what we could do better. And so in 2015, my kids, I waved the white flag. I was like, can't homeschool anymore. They need to go be with their people. And I realized that, I was 36. I had just turned 36. And I had kind of one of those, how you have those sobering moments in your life. It felt like a midway point for me. I don't know if it is or if it was, but I lost my grandfather. He died in our home when he was like 74. And then I had 2 friends diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately. And so I just hit a point where I was like, I don't know how long I get to be on this earth. And I had big dreams and things that I wanted to go after. So I put the kids into school, started trying a couple different ways to make money, and finally realized nothing was going to work with my schedule. So what I did is I thought, if this is going to work, I'm just going to have to start my own thing. And I loved the garden. I loved being out there in the garden. And I thought, I wonder if I could sell stuff from my garden. And I was speaking to one of my homeschool moms, and she said, Nicole, I don't really want to buy stuff from your garden, like plants that you grow and things like that. But I would love it if you would teach me how to garden. And that was a light bulb moment for me. So if you're thinking about starting a business, ask your friends what they would pay for. Because this was a huge gift for me, when she said, oh, I really don't want to buy your lettuce, but I would love for you to teach me how to grow lettuce. So that prompted me to start, instead of just like a garden goods business, it prompted me to start a garden service, a garden consultation business. So that was in 2015. And I use this thing called Instagram. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I would take photos of my the gardens that I did, things that I did for clients, and post them on Instagram. I was busy. I was running from a client's yard back to pick up my kids from school, back to soccer and dance and cheer and all these things. And so I didn't really have time to blog or build a website. So I mostly just would post to Instagram. And through that, ended up with really more of a nationwide following. Now, it seems tiny, but at the time, because I was just beginning, it felt huge. It was like, I don't know, 5 or 10,000 followers at the time. And so people were saying two things. They were saying, hey, I wish your service was in my town. And then other people were saying, hey, I'm a gardener and I'm really envious that you were able to start a business from your garden. And I realized, oh, I could take what I've figured out here in my little area with Rooted Garden, and I could branch it out, one, by teaching my methods to people who want to DIY, and then two, by training gardeners to start similar businesses. And so I started Gardenary in 2017, and that's a fully online business. And now what that looks like is we have our main course is called Kitchen Garden Academy. We've taught thousands of students around the world how to use my garden method. And then we have a gardening certification program where we certify gardeners to be consultants, and then we give them the equipment and training they need to start their own profitable garden consulting businesses, just like I did back in 2015. And then we have an online shop where we sell all the supplies, raised beds and seeds and tools and all the good, pretty beautiful things in our online shop. So yeah, that's how it all started, with a failed garden back in 2011, and here we are 13 years later, and we have a really amazing online community and thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who use our gardening method and are changing their backyards and their cities one plant at a time.
You've outlined this in one of your books, Kitchen Garden Revival. But for those of our viewers who don't know, what exactly is a kitchen garden?
Most people think of like a row garden. They think of like farming and homesteading. And a row garden is like planted all at once, tended all at once, harvested all at once. You want to think of like going out to the country and someone's got a tractor, right? And they're just bringing in tomato after tomato after tomato after tomato. And a kitchen garden is a daily thing. So I was just chatting with you before we started that, I had a morning full of meetings, and then I had a little break between the meetings and meeting with you, and I ran out to my garden, gathered some spinach and kale and some green onions, and made myself an omelet for lunch. That's a kitchen garden. So it's plants that are just continuously growing in the garden that you snip on a little bit at a time versus pulling everything up, bringing it into the pantry and like canning it and all that kind of stuff.
So recently, Gardenary just hit 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah, like a week ago. It's crazy.
That's no easy feat, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Going all the way back, what was it like to take that first step? Did you find it intimidating at all to take that leap into social media?
So I've been on the app for a long time. I'm like a dinosaur. I got on in 2015 when I first started my Rooted Garden business. And so 2015, zero. Like, I'm a nobody on the internet. No one knows who I am. Barely anyone knows who I am in my town. And then I want to say it took me almost 3 full years, 2016, 2017, 2018, almost 3 full years to get to 40,000. This is when Instagram was just images. They had just brought on stories. You could do video, but it wasn't like a special thing. You just would post a video in a square shape. And very hard to be found outside of your followers. So unless you were tagging other people, things like that, you're just in your little silo, and good luck, Then by 2020, May of 2020, I hit 100K followers. So that was another 2 years. And then Reels happened, and Reels totally blew my brain up because I saw people come onto the app that had never been there before and just like slide past my numbers in no time. Like they were just gaining followers and traction so quickly. And it took me at least a year, like all of 2020 to 2021, to finally adapt to like, okay, we're a video app now. Like this is not, they don't care about my beautiful gardens anymore. They just want a video. And it took me quite a while to transition because I had really established myself as this like beautiful, like I do the really gorgeous, like these are kind of, these are the kind of posts I would do on Instagram, right? It was like these gorgeous, beautiful photos. And suddenly those would get zero, I'm talking zero action. And so I adapted and moved to video in 2021, 2022. And I heard this this incredible interview with Ryan Holiday. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's into Stoicism. He runs the Daily Stoic. And he said, you know, if I were with my business, I wouldn't pay for advertising. I would just go all in on video. I would make incredible organic videos. And so I made a commitment last January, and I was like, I'm going to show up every day, multiple times a day in video, and I'm going to take a stronger stand with my words. Like previously, I would say I'd been a little vanilla with like my videos and things, like basically looking like everybody else. And I had unique things that I'd been doing for years, but I hadn't come out and said them like forcefully, like, you should do this, or like, you're wasting your space doing this, or don't do this anymore. And so I made a commitment in 2023 that would be my year where I was going to test all in on lots of videos. And Ben, it's crazy. So I started the year at 260. I ended the year at 640,000. And then just since January, so in 3 months, we went from 640 to $1 million.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? And it really is all because, one, I would say I'm not going to get in the way of my business's growth. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way of the growth potential of my business. So I would post and post and post and not go, oh, shoot, like no one liked that. I'm not going to post again for a day or two. It was just like, no, like the results don't matter. What matters is the quantity. And so it really paid off. So I would say that. And then I would say the second thing is adaptability. All these social media platforms, like their algorithms are always changing. They're always trying to figure out how to keep people on the app longer. And so they're going to continue to change what they prioritize. And so not being so tied up in the look of your brand on a certain app that you're unwilling to bend and flex to what is currently trending. And so for me, it really took way too long for me to like break up with my aesthetic on the app and just go with the video thing. And then I would say the third thing that I've learned time and time again from the growth of my business, but also just from reactions, is like the new currency is authenticity. And so we really don't have to fake it anymore. I think it's a really refreshing thing for all of us to know, is that being yourself online is a superpower. Like if you can just let go of the pretense and truly allow yourself to fully be yourself, to show up as your full authentic self, that is a superpower, because that's what people are looking for. So I'll have people come up to me, and be like, oh my gosh, I've been following you. I know you. I feel like I know you. Like I know everything about you. Like we're friends. And, and that comes from, working on myself to just show up as myself and not get in the way of my business. So
When it comes to running your business, so promoting your courses, recording content for socials, and like working with clients, on top of being a mom of four, that's a lot of work. So I'm curious, what was that point or that catalyst for you that made you either discover and then integrate manychat into your business strategy?
Yeah, so I started seeing people. So first of all, we used to use Facebook and Instagram ads quite a bit. And I don't know if everyone listening, but if you ever heard about the iOS updates, they were like the killer for ads. So ads used to be our primary way that we spread the word about Gardenary and gardening. And then they just began to be less predictable in 2021. And so we were kind of in a doldrum in 2022, trying to figure out how we were going to adapt and change. And I started seeing people putting, hey, if you like this, comment link below and I'll send you something. And I was like, what is this? I don't get it. And so I kind of tested it out. And then I didn't even know what manychat was. And I thought, I'm just going to try this out on my own. So I just like posted a video and I was like, if you want this resource, comment book below. And all these people commented book. And so I'm literally like sitting in my computer DMing people who commented book, just like doing it manually. And I did it a couple more times and I was like, oh, this works. Like telling people exactly what to tell you in order to get the resource that you know they want because they watched the video actually works. And so I want to say we switched over to using manychat probably like February of 2023. So maybe we toyed with it in 22, but 23 is when it became like a strategy for us. And used to what we would do, you know, is kind of like you post online on Instagram or wherever, you pray and hope that it gets some likes and follows. And then you can't really tie it to like conversions or sales or anything like that. It's very hard to know what post did what and you know what's actually moving the needle for your business. And manychat completely transformed that for us. And our system has gotten much more, shall we say, sophisticated over the last year. But we started very basic, which we would just they would come in and we would literally just DM them the link to go to our website. One unique thing I think for us is with manychat, we never sell on Instagram. So we're always offering a free resource, an ebook, a mini course. We take things that in our shop might sell for $50 and we'll give it away for free. That's really been so powerful for us because what's more valuable to us is not to sell something to them right away. It's instead to gain a customer for life, you know, to gain an ability to communicate with people off the social media app and inside their inboxes and their text threads. And now it is, you know, it's at least 50% of our lead source comes from manychat. And so the way we see it as with our social posts, we get to reach millions of people. Literally in the last 3 months, my Instagram posts have reached 28 million people. And so we get to reach all these people for free. And then people that see it and want to come a little bit closer, then we use manychat and are able to give them a resource to help them do just that. So I'll have to check. I asked my team to send me some numbers. But we've had, let's see, since January, over 150,000 people come through manychat and come onto our system. So now we get to email them, we get to text them, we get to share our resources with them. And then that eventually translates into sales of our program so that we get to take them even further into their success journey, whether it's in the garden or as a consultant. So yeah, it allows us, I think manychat also allows our videos to be seen by more people because, you know, the algorithm loves it when lots of people are commenting. I think they call that engagement or something. It's really been powerful. It's an incredible tool and it's something that once you set it up and, you know, you need to monitor it, but I'm not sitting at the computer sending people links. You know, it's really powerful. You automate the things where people don't know if you're there, you know, and then you really personalize the things when they know that you're there or not. And that's what manychat has allowed us to do.
How would you say that your communication and interactions with your online audience has changed since using manychat?
They definitely know that it's automated, but I think they feel taken care of. And the way manychat works is it's a conversation. And so even though it is automated, there's a really personal element to it where you can, I mean, we get to write the script. So it doesn't have to sound like a robot, right? And so we can say like, oh, I thought, oh, hey, what's up? You know, I'm so excited that you want this resource. And then they send their email and then you say, oh, that's great. You're going to love this. You know, you can put it into your own voice. And then, and so I think that's really powerful. I think like one of the worst things that happens in business, especially as you grow, is you're unable to reply to everybody. You're unable to respond to people. And that's a time when you definitely lose your momentum and lose your people. And so, yeah, so it's really powerful in the sense that we don't like previously, even now, but previously, you know, there'd just be hundreds of DMs that were just left hanging where there's no There's no automated response or thing that they're going to get back from us. And even just the other day, I was working with a course. A guy was filming a course for me. Actually, I'm making about Instagram and using DM and manychat automations. And we were filming the course, and he posted about it and tagged me on Instagram. Well, I didn't see the tag because it was a crazy day. And the next day he said, "Thank you. Like, that was so cool that you thanked me for my mention." And I was like, and he goes, "Wait, was that you, or was that automated?" And so little things like that, right? Where we are able to set up just this, like, thanks so much for mentioning Gardenary, and like that they just get that automatically. It's just those nice personal touches. And so he's a business owner too. And he was like, that's just a no brainer. Like, as business owners, we should just have things like that baked into our business. It's just nice touches. And so, I think it's huge. It's a great way to look professional, to professionalize your communication, and then to catch those people at the moment that they want to talk rather than when you're available.
It'd be great to hear about a specific standout moment where manychat truly made a difference for Gardenary. So can you tell me about a success story, or maybe a specific instance where it played that pivotal role in achieving remarkable results for you?
I had a video, it was last fall. We were launching our garden certification program, and we were at the lake. It was Labor Day, so I was with my family, and we were getting very close to our launch date. I was actually going to return from Labor Day, and then we were going to start the launch the next day. And so this was the Sunday before that, and the video went viral, and manychat just grabbed every single comment and sent them a message, and we doubled our signups within 24, maybe 48 hours from that one video. And then it was our most successful garden consulting launch ever. And it was really amazing because, I made that video with old footage from my phone, clipped it together, in, 20, 30 minutes, and added a caption. And then manychat did all the rest of the work for me. I went out and spent the day on the lake with my family, and my team had already set up all the background, right? And so then I was doing all those things anyway. Like, I was going to show up the next day and teach the class anyway. We were going to send all the emails anyway. But because of that video and because of the automations, double the people were there, and that meant double the results for my business. So if that had all been manual on a Labor Day, my team would have killed me, right? Like, Nicole, why did you save this video for Labor Day? Like, could you have not done this last week when we were all in the office? And, I had the inspiration because I was on break, honestly, right? Like, I just had a moment where my brain could calm down a little bit and come up with a better video idea. And when you have those moments, you have to seize them. And so, I would say it's a really powerful time because manychat made it possible for me to take a great idea I was having at a time when all of us were essentially on vacation for a day, and then build my business while we were all, having a good time with our families.
Speaking of having that, balancing, your time away from work versus when you're actually working, I know that for a lot of people, having that work-life balance is like practically non-existent when you're first starting that side hustle. And that can really take a toll, both mentally and physically. And for anyone else kind of embarking on this journey, whether they have just started or they're kind of going through it, what sort of advice would you give to those struggling with whether it's burnout or just feeling overwhelmed by feeling the need to juggle everything, not only work-related, but non-work related?
Yeah. I love the bike because a bike, we talk about balance in life and everything. And, a bike is not balanced standing up, right? Like, it's impossible to balance a bike if it's just sitting still. A bike keeps balance when it's moving. A key thing I've maintained throughout the years of entrepreneurship and motherhood and wifehood, which is even more important, is to stay in motion. to not freak out, and to realize that like when you're riding a bike, right, you're always balancing. Like you're never actually fully balanced. Like if someone came up to me on a bike and hit me, I would fall over, right? I mean, I would try to right myself, but I could get hit, and I could literally lose my balance, even though I looked like I was balancing before. And so I love the idea and the picture of a bike when it comes to work-life balance and family and motherhood and all these things, is because it's just always getting righted. You know, there are times when I'm going to lean a little too far to the work and a little too far to the home. And the trick is to keep moving. And I tell all the consultants that I train, you know, if you're here and in your business you want to go here, there is only one way you will not get there. And that's if you don't move, right? Like if you're always moving in this direction, you will eventually land in your destination. And the one thing we don't know is how long it will take you. And so I would say most entrepreneurs that are watching, that are considering, that are on the journey, the thing that drives us crazy is the not knowing how long, you know, like if and how long. And so I think one thing we can all do as a gift for ourselves is to take out the if, like if I make it, if this happens, like remove that from the sentence and just make the sentence, I don't know how long. Because like if you start walking toward me today, Ben, where are you living?
Boston.
Boston. So if you start walking from Boston to Nashville today, and you lay down and sleep, but you just stay on the map and you come to Nashville, you're going to get here eventually, as long as every day you wake up and you walk a little bit further, right? Now it'd be awesome if you could like get on a bike or get on a car or maybe ride a plane. You'll get here faster, but even if you're walking, you will eventually get to Nashville. And so I think like if we have that perspective with our business, and I would say that's been a huge secret to my success, is I have an end goal. I have a Boston that I'm heading to. Like I've had it from the day I started Rooted Garden. I still have it. I have this picture of the business that my dream business and my big, big impact dream. And so every day I get up and I just walk a little bit closer to it. That is the secret sauce, like to any business. And most people who started a business and will tell you that their businesses failed, it's more that they just quit. I mean, I don't mean that in a rude way. Like I've had literally my first business. I mean, that's a story for another day, but there were so many things that came against it that I stopped running that business. And it's not that business could have still been going. It still could be succeeding. It was just, I got to a place where I was like, this just isn't worth it anymore. You know, for all the hard things, it's going to end. And so it wasn't that, I will never say that business failed. I will just say I stopped, I quit it. And so yeah, I think that's the trick, is get on the bike or whatever thing you're going to ride, and head toward your dream business, head toward your dream of impact in the world. And don't freak out every time, you know, you lean a little one way or the other. Just keep going, wake up, do it again tomorrow, and push yourself a little bit more. So I'll have the days where I feel like, you know, I had a really busy work week last week. And so this past weekend, it was just about my kids. And then I'll have a really, you know, great vacation with my family that I get to pay for because of my work. And then I'll come back and I'll hit it hard with my work and, you know, maybe have less mom time that week or wife time. So, you know, I don't think balance really exists. I think motion, staying in motion and consistently righting yourself one way or the other based on what you saw yesterday. And just don't quit. Don't quit until you reach the place where you're like, this is the story to its full completion. Like I've made it to Nashville.
Having understood what it takes to start a business and how it can change someone's life for the better, I hear that you have an exciting project in the works for female entrepreneurs. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes. So I started last year when my company just we literally doubled our business last year doing this method with video and DM manychat. And then just this quarter, we've already matched our entire last year. And so I was like, I can't just teach gardeners how to do this. I have to teach like all entrepreneurs how to do this. So yeah, I started a second company called Wildly, Wildly, Wildly Co. The idea is that you can grow your business in the wild, that you can grow your business without having a trust fund or without having an investor or loads of cash. And so I just finished last week filming my first course, which is called the Social Sales System. And so what I do is I teach my exact method we've been talking about today, where I show you how to film a video, how to pick what kind of video you're going to film, and then how to post it, and then how to use manychat to turn that into sales. And so I brag a lot that I sell a ton from social media, but I've never actually sold a thing on social media. And manychat is the bridge that allows us to do that. Yeah, so I have a little resource, if it's okay to share. It's 5-second videos. So everybody who's watching this is probably thinking, I can't make these long videos and I can't do videos because I don't have a garden and all this stuff. And it's so awesome. It's a 5-second ideas cheat sheet. So I have 20 videos that you can make over and over and over again that only take 5 seconds to make. And these videos have done amazing for me. I use them over and over again with every launch. And an example, Ben, would be something like for you, like what's your expertise? What would be like this is the thing I'm really good at?
I'd say video editing.
Okay, so you could be like, I'm a professional video editor and this is my favorite tool. That's the video, right? And so then in that video, you're gonna show yourself, you can either show the tool, you could show yourself at work, like you could even film yourself right now or film yourself like using your computer. And then in the caption, you'd say comment tool to get my top 5 favorite tools for video editing. And then however you wanted to monetize that, you could have affiliate links, or it could be a course on how to start video editing, whatever you wanted to lead to next. But literally it's that easy. Like just, you can take little short 5-second clips of your everyday life. And for us, I don't know about you, Ben, but for me, I think a lot of things I do are boring. You know, like it's just like I take for granted how I grab some spinach for an omelet, you know, or even how I edit a video on my phone while I'm doing a dog walk. But there's millions of people for whom that's not boring. Like that's very interesting, and it's something that they wish they knew. So yeah, so that's a resource. And then the course, I don't know when this is going live, but the course is going live in the coming days. So pretty exciting. My first passion is gardening, but definitely I would say a bigger passion of mine is empowering women, anybody, but especially women and especially moms to start and to grow their own businesses, because it changed my life. And I want more women to be able to do it too.
That's really powerful stuff. And overall, looking ahead, what's in store for the future of Gardenary? I hear you might be working on a new book.
Yes. So my next book comes out in January. I can't tell you the title. Well, I actually can tell you because I saw it's up on Goodreads already. It's The 5-Minute Gardener. And so it's daily habits for the busy person, for the person who's too busy to garden. And it's all about just, it's like maps out the seasons of the year and how you can fit the garden into your life in 5 little minutes at a time. Gardenary, our goal in the next few years is to really branch outside of just kitchen gardening and to start to teach people all the parts of gardening, whether it's chickens or bees or native plants and fruit trees, indoor gardening. So we're really looking over the next 5 years that we really become a voice and bring in lots of other creators. So if anyone's watching and your specialty is in other parts of gardening, you could hit me up. And our goal is that by 2030, my daughter, my youngest, that one who edits my videos, she will graduate from high school. And so from the very first day that I started Rooted Garden in 2015, my big vision is that by 2030, gardening will be as common as yoga pants. So my dream is that everybody will have a small garden in their home somewhere, somehow.
Well, Nicole, it's been great talking with you today. Where can people go to learn more about you and your brand?
Yes, so Gardenary Co. is where my garden business is. So if you want to come look under the hood and you can see all of our incredible, you've got to check out our manychat automations because they are really, really good. I literally have people message me and they'll be like, who set this up and how? Because this is seriously good. So yeah, you can check out our automations there. And then my personal is Hey Nicole Burke, Burke. And you can find me at heynicoleburke.com. And then Wildly Co. actually is our brand new company all about growing your business in the wild. But Gardenary is all over the internet, all the channels, and Wildly and Hey Nicole Burke right now are on Instagram. And we're on YouTube too. So just Google Nicole Burke Gardenary and you'll find us here where you're watching.